Well, welcome to another episode of The Talk with Lisa K. Crawford. I'm your host, and today we have a very special guest, Miss Donna A. Slater. She is with Primerica, and she's going to talk with us about how to maximize benefits and reduce expenses at retirement. Because, we're all headed that way if we're not already there. So we better learn these things now. Welcome, Donna. How are you?
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you so much for having me. I am fantastic. This is my
Awesome.
favorite topics to discuss because it's something that everybody needs. It's
Absolutely. Absolutely. So before we get into that, tell us a little bit about Donna. Who is Donna?
Donna is a very fierce individual who decided that she did not want anyone to control her money the way her parents' money was controlled. I decided a long time ago, when I was brought to this country by my parents, that I didn't want to make the same mistakes I did out of ignorance because the answers are out there. So I came across Primerica and they said, you know what, kid? We will teach you if no one else will. So I grabbed the bull by the horns, and I've been rocking and rolling ever since, helping a lot of clients. My business is booming, and I'm now helping my mom retire. So,
Wow.
yeah,
Awesome. That's
finally.
really awesome. So I'm so glad that you got on this back path because, we met not too long ago, but there was an instant attraction because, I'm attracted to what I call real people. you know, just, just real people, down to earth. And you were so genuine when we first met. And that's what I remember about you the most. And I'm so happy that you're in this field because I can just tell that you help a lot of people just with your personality.
I appreciate that, Lisa. Same thing. Your smile and your willingness to change careers and do what you want to do for yourself, very inspirational.
Yes.
Truly.
Well,
I want to
well,
be
now
you
that
when I
we,
grow up.
huh?
I want to be you when I grow up.
You're so funny. Okay, well now that we've got all those platitudes and niceties out of the way, let's go ahead and get right into this. What's going on out there within the retirement world? What do people need to know? Tell us all about it.
Well, great question. Very loaded question. What's going on in the retirement world that people can't retire? So the retirement world is shrinking tremendously. So there are a lot of people, they say if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. The problem is
Yes.
people don't love what they do anymore, and they're working way longer than they want to. Um, Part of the problem is that, we are living a lot longer. Look at Betty White. She almost made it to 100. And a lot of people are already making it to 100. So imagine you and I.
Yes.
Social Security was not meant to be a permanent program, but it's becoming one. And my generation, the millennials, we most likely will not get anything from retirement. Companies are cutting back on benefits. Like even some major ones are not matching in 401ks anymore. They're just saying, washing their hands and saying, it's up to you, American worker, figure it out. And
Why is that going? That kind of makes no sense, right?
well, it doesn't make sense for us consumers and regular middle class employees because we expect to be taken care of. That's what our parents taught us. Work for 40 years, your company will build a pension for you, then you retire and go see Niagara Falls. But now, since like the late 80s, early 90s, companies said, you know what, we can't afford it, or we want to keep more of our own profits. So they've been cutting back since then. And it's gotten very bare bones with pension programs and retirement programs like 401ks to the point where you don't even know who's handling your 401k at your job. You just know it's there.
It's
And
true.
so a lot of people now are stuck between this weird world of this is what my parents told me and realizing it doesn't work. If I tell my parents that, they're going to say, you're crazy. That's what I did, right? Our generation before always says, that's what I did. And we say, well, it's not working like that anymore. And so what's happening, a lot of people that I've come across, and I have some great stories for you, they are in denial, honestly, about what's going on because they can't believe it's not working the way they did for their parents. And that's a shocking thing to have a realization about. It really is. Like,
It
well,
is.
and so the American public has been internalizing that as what's wrong with me? Why is my company not taking care of me? And when we start getting our emotions involved now and we don't realize, hey, it's everyone, it's very catastrophic. So,
So
for
Donna, quick question, real quick. So for a lot of people, is there just not enough money at retirement for them to really retire?
truly, because they don't know someone like me, and they spend a lot of their career assuming their boss will take care of them. And when people like me talk to them, they say, oh, no, that's not right, Donna. They're doing my 401k and they have my life insurance. And I say, if you were a company in today's modern age, that's what I tell all my clients, would you be taking care of your employees, or would you rather save $1? And they kind of look at me. And I say, we have to, times are gone when companies truly, truly care, because not everyone's just a number. Companies are so large, quality control is out the door. And so they look at saving themselves over saving their employees, because we are essentially all replaceable. And so now with the Great Resignation, everyone's like, oh, you tell me I'm replaceable, I'll take you up on that.
and we've seen that basically during the pandemic, a lot of that happening. So what do people need to know to get smarter about protecting their retirement benefits, or when should they begin to connect with someone like you? Should it be at retirement, before retirement?
So the smartest thing they can do is talk to Donna Slater. That's the smartest thing they can do. Anytime, the earlier someone starts working, the better. I say from 18, start learning, because time in the market is more important than timing. And the market involves your retirement account. It's all investments. So I say the younger you can do it, especially when you have mortgage, children, typical things like that. When there's more at stake, talk to me. But even people after retirement, if you can really call it that these days, they can still talk to me. I can still rearrange things and make the money actually do something for them. But start learning how your life insurance is what actually supports your investments, your retirements, your short-term accounts. That's the idea that most people miss, because Primerica is very unique in harnessing that kind of plan, having one thing support the other. And
Interesting.
so at retirement, anytime is great to talk to someone like me, but the earlier the better. Absolutely.
So let's talk about a scenario. For instance, say I'm at retirement age. I bring you my retirement benefits package, and it's invested by someone that I probably don't know anything about. I mean, what do you do to help me at that point? What do you analyze? What do you look at?
So I'm going to look at a few different things. I'll do something called a financial needs analysis. It's free for all clients, and it gives me a snapshot of what's going on. So I will ask for your last 2 pay stubs, your benefit plan summary, your life insurance policy, your retirement accounts. And what I'm looking for are ways that I can move money around where it's more efficient for you, and ways that I can make those things personal to you. Because when it's done through your job, it seems cheap, but as mom always said, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. So it seems so cheap, and we forget that voice because, it's so cheap. But when something is that cheap, you're giving up something else. And that's the ugly part of it. People don't want to face until it's too late. But those are the major things I look for. Then I'll also ask for mortgage statement. I want to see where all your money is going, so I know how to reorganize it and make it efficient so you actually can retire. There's more to life than working.
But even with Primerica, you guys also invest in the stock market, and I guess you have different funds that you invest in, just like a lot of folks out here, right?
Oh, yes. But where we are unbeatable is our fees. Most people don't realize the kind of fees that are eating away at their retirement account, since that's the topic's retirement today. And a lot of fees with a lot of companies, most of them, it's percentage based, whereas Primerica is one flat fee for the year. And then when your account hits over a certain amount, that fee goes away. That's unheard of. But Primerica was designed to help middle America people who are stuck between a rock and a hard place about their money. They don't know which direction to go in.
That's a very good point. So what should people be looking at in terms of fees? Are there typical fees? How do you know when you're being charged too much for services?
Just looking at the statement. It could be a quarterly statement or an annual, or sometimes monthly. Some companies will give a monthly one. And what's tricky about it, a lot of companies, and this is where I come in to really look at and analyze things, they will charge the fees into a separate account. So you're going to see your account number and not see the fees listed there, but you go to page 3 or 4, and then there's a whole separate account number called a separate account, and there's where the fees come in.
Interesting.
So I'm all about transparency, because the founder of this company, that's what he wanted, because his mother got bamboozled financially, and he was like, never again. There has to be someone to help regular people who aren't experts and who also want to become experts like me. So I look at everything. I call myself the investment whisperer.
And so once you meet with a client, tell me about what that relation looks like, say, um, within a year, or how do you continue to work with people? You meet them once, and how does that relationship go?
So I meet them the first time and I show my initial presentation, which shows everything I can help them with, because people don't know if they don't know. Then from there, I ask, as I go through the presentation, I ask lots of questions and I tell them, if you don't let me in, I can't help you. If you go to the doctor for something on your arm, what's the difference? And this is more important, actually. So I ask lots of questions, and using the information they give me and the documents they give me, I do that financial needs analysis. And then I do at least an annual review, but some clients I see more than that, depending on how close they are to retirement or how complicated their situation is. And I just let them know, you have someone who knows everything you need to know about money. Treat me like one of your best friends, because I'm someone you need to know. So they text me, they'll call me, someone I'm very close with, and I help one move. I help help things I don't even get paid on, because people want a good relationship with someone who actually is trying to look out for them. That's what
Yes.
it really is.
You are so right about that. People do need people who really do care. And when they sense that they have someone like that in their lives, they know they have a valuable person or ally. So now I want to go jump back to the young folks, because let's talk about these 18-year-olds, 19, 20, 21, who may just be getting started in a career. When they connect with Miss Donna Slater, what are you telling those young folks?
I tell them not to listen to their parents' advice. I say it sounds strange, but you already don't. So what worked for them is not going to work for you. Different time, different place. And I tell them, 28 is a new 18. People are moving out later. Their college is getting longer. College is changing the requirements. Everything is getting pushed. 40 is not middle age anymore. I'm like, what's the rush? Your parents, get married and have kids. It's like, well, I got to afford college in the first place. Some people don't go to college till they don't graduate till 24, 25, 26 on a regular degree. And so
That's true.
everything is getting pushed back. And I tell them it's okay not to do things the way your parents did them. And ask me all the questions you want to. There's no judgment for me, because I've seen it all and heard it all. And if I was 18, again, half a life ago, I would want to know, and I'd want to be with someone who is willing to answer all of my questions unfazed.
I love that. I love that. So it doesn't matter from the young, the earliest of adult ages all the way up through retirement and into retirement. You have a whole span of people that you can work with and help. That's awesome.
Yeah, it really is. My youngest client is 19 and my oldest is almost 78, actually. It really
That is what other services? I know we're talking spending a little bit of time on retirement, but before we get out of here, I definitely want you to be able to talk about all the other services that you offer.
So I help with insurances, home, auto, health, also Medicare now. I do debt resolution without impacting your credit score, because your credit score is your adult GPA, and that is very, very important. I do legal services, which includes doing a will, identity theft protection program, mortgages, home security systems, retirements, rollovers, college plans. And also, I teach people how to do what I do and start building something for themselves, because that's the big cry right now. I don't want to work for a boss. I want to be my own boss.
So you help people with get into the financial services career?
Yep. Get all the license. I train them how to do what I do. Because anyone can do it, really. Anybody. You don't have to be a genius. I'm not. And if I can do this, anybody really can, truly.
So people really just use their own sphere of influence to help people that they know that need these type of services as well.
Yes, and with Primerica, we did a commercial once, but Primerica decided it was too expensive. They'd rather use that money to pay out life claims. And that's one of the things that always stuck with me. So you won't see commercials from us. We just talk to people and build relationships,
That's awesome. And then tell us how you rank competitively with all the other competitors out there offering the same type of services.
Oh, we blow them out the water. We blow them out the water 100%. With our fees are unbeatable. Even like our life insurance, what we're mostly known for, we're the only company that pays out in certain events like 9/11, because we actually have the cash to do so. We have no debt. And We don't do exclusions. It's just so many fantastic features. We blow everyone out the water. We're constantly winning awards. Some people don't like us, and that's okay. That's every business. But as I tell them, whatever
Well, I'm gonna.
experience is not to do with me.
So, how can people reach you if people want to find out more about your services? How can they get in touch with you?
They can contact me on Facebook. I set up an Instagram now. I have to work on that one a little more. Call me, text me, email me. I'm reachable. Or they can
All right.
contact the fantastic Lisa K. Crawford.
Yes, and I definitely will send them to you. You know that. So I'm getting better at graphics and things like that, but today won't be the day that I can add the graphics right here. And you can tell I don't have my fan on. So, but at any rate, so what's the Instagram? What's your Instagram ID? Or if you want to give a phone number, whatever you want to give right now, and I'll put it out there.
My phone number, that works. That's the easiest. It's 561-602-9572.
602-9572, and that is area code. Is that 561?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. And I do have more contact information. I will add that to the comments. I really appreciate you being here, sharing this fabulous information. You did say before you get out of here, you were going to give a few horror stories that you've run into with people. And, I like a good horror story every now and then. So tell us a few of the horror stories that you've run into with people before we go. And we will definitely remember those stories when we call you because we want to get help.
Oh, yes. First one that comes to mind, I'll keep it brief. Client, she is about to be 70. Her husband died 7 years ago. He handled everything, all the money, and she went to retail therapy mode. She racked up $30,000 in debt by the time she was 62, actually. And now she's stuck. She only makes $800 a month. And so she's trying to figure out how she can retire because she can't do it anymore. So it's been 3 months I've been working with her. I haven't gotten paid on anything. I did a whole debt resolution plan. I helped her get another job. And the whole idea is to pay off her debt so she can qualify for a refinance. And once I do that now, that's going to get rid of her second mortgage, which will save her probably about $2,000 a month. And then now she can start paying off more of the debt and eventually want to sell the house and buy a condo for her. And so a lot of what I do involves relating to people and not just doing things for money. That's not why I do things. Because everyone's like, she's like, I haven't paid you. I'm like, that's okay. Pay me in referrals. And let's just keep going, stick to the plan. So that's one of them. I have a client I'm seeing today. She's been here 8 years. She's going to be 70. She had a life insurance policy and she bought a house, and they scared her into getting a second very expensive life insurance policy costing her $100 a month. And this is someone who makes maybe $1,500 a month. So we did what we had to do. We got rid of that policy, and now we're using that money to do a small investment account, retirement account for her. And we filed complaints with the state board for the insurance because the scare tactics are illegal, especially with people over 65. There's special laws in place. Nice. And then the last example I can think of, it's not really a horror story. It's actually a really good story because sometimes we need those too. It's my mother. She's almost 70. She'll kill me for saying that. But she's gotten sick. And, I asked her, I said, can you imagine being like this and still going back to work? So we sat down last night and did the hard numbers, and she'll be very okay, very, very okay. And my biggest advice to retirees, like these 3 people I'm talking about, is you will be able to maintain the life you had before. It just might take an adjustment period, because instead of getting your paycheck now, twice a month or whatever it is, now you might have money coming from all your accounts at different times in the month. So just give yourself time to breathe, and you will get back to your lifestyle. Do what you would tell a young person to do, which is breathe and adjust, right? And so, so that's a nice story. My mom is.
I do like that. I do like that story because at the end of that, I'm sure once you did that analysis, there was a woo-saw period, like I can breathe, yes. and you feel a lot better knowing at the end of that you're going to be okay.
Absolutely.
So thank you for a happy ending. We
You're
really,
welcome.
we really do appreciate that. Again, we have Miss Donna A. Slater with Primerica, and you guys can just see, you know, film and cameras cannot hide the genuineness and warmth of a person. It will come through across that screen. And so you guys can tell what kind of person Miss Donna Slater is. I met her not too long ago. We've been friends ever since. We've already been out on dinner dates. She's introduced me to great Trinidadian food, and wow, I'm really into chana, aka chickpeas, guys. Thank you, Miss Donna, for all the wonderful Trinidadian food.
Many more to come.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, Miss Donna A. Slater with Primerica. I will be putting her information up in the comments. So if anyone wants to reach out to her, you will be able to do that. Donna, you have a wonderful day, and I hope you will come back on in the future and share more updates with us in your career.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Lisa, and for everyone listening. Have a wonderful day.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.